Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 50. Oh, I can't believe I made it this far. I can't believe I've done this long. Holy sweet Moses. The first time I did one of these Facebook Lives, I thought I was going to throw up on my shoes. I was so nervous. I've done a lot of work in front of the camera before. That is not an issue for me. But when you go live, all of your mistakes, all the errors that you're going to make is going to be out there for everybody to see. And so anyway, somehow or another, I managed to power through. But as I stated before in one of the earlier episodes, this is actually a year-long challenge. Do a Facebook Live every single day for 1 year. And I didn't think I was going to like it, but I said, you know what? I need to do these challenges because I need to know exactly what I'm capable of doing. And sure enough, here we are 50 episodes later. I actually like this. I think the quality of the episodes is getting better. I'm getting better at telling stories, trying to remain succinct so I can be aware of the time that I'm taking from you guys whenever you decide to throw your eyeballs onto one of my videos. One of the things that did pop up to me is, this is a big project. This really is, and I don't know if everybody is quite aware of how much this Facebook Live not only means to me, but my ability to go out and to impact other people with the stories that I'm sharing. So just to give you an idea about everything that's going on, I knew that if I was going to hit my target of reaching and impacting 1 million people, that I was going to have to take massive action. I just did not know what form that would take. First, you have to be resolved to actually take the action, but then you have to actually go out and figure out a way to make it happen. So for instance, I was thinking back this morning when those specific areas of my life where I took massive action because I wanted something really bad. The first was when I was in college. I went to college. I wanted to be an aerospace engineer so bad. And the problem was, and I know I've talked about this before, the problem was that when I went to college, I was carrying over my I really don't care high school mentality into the college environment. And in college, that didn't quite work out for me very well. You know, when I got that letter of academic probation from the university, I was really freaked out because I wanted that degree so bad. So then the question didn't become, do you want the degree? The question became, how bad do you want it? What are you willing to do to make that happen? And I had to basically, for the first time ever, just reinvent Cliff and who I was and how I approached things. And when I finally found a rhythm that worked for me, it just wasn't a matter of getting a degree. I wanted to be the best student in the class. I wanted to be the teacher's pet. I was the kid that always sat up front right next to the chalkboard all the time. Did all my homework assignments. If there was, at the end of the chapter, if the teacher assigned 10 out of the 30 homework problems, I did all 30 homework problems. I wanted to make sure that I knew this stuff inside and out like the back of my hand. But it was that massive action that I had to take in order to make that degree a reality. And a number of years later, when I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, which got me excited about getting into real estate, I wasn't actually getting into real estate. I was reading all these other books that were, motivational and, about, you can change your life and all these other things. And I was reading those rather than going out and doing what I needed to do. And it was Tony Robbins who actually came out with something in one of his talks that I listened to in the car. And he said, if you want to be on the path to success, you have to take massive, dedicated action. And I realized that was part of my problem was that, I was all good with the theory and reading the books and getting fired up and getting motivated, but none of it doesn't mean anything unless you specifically take action on making that happen. And so as a result of that, within a few weeks afterwards, I finally got stung hard enough. I had my ego bruised hard enough where I actually said, you know what, I am going to make this happen. So within the next 3 months, I had my first investment property. But even just getting the property wasn't enough because then all of a sudden I'm now in this other world of being a landlord and I had tenants. I had a wannabe gangbanger on the property. The houses were the crappiest ones in the street, so they had to be completely renovated. A lot of work I had to do myself. I had to learn how to deal with contractors. So it was that time where I took massive action in order to really move the ball forward, right? That's what I wanted to focus on. So when I got onto this whole kick about the path to 1 million and impacting 1 million people, it just wasn't about the LinkedIn project. It was about sharing stories to inspire people to improve themselves, improve their business, improve their relationships, mind, body, business, relationship. Those are the four main key areas that I focus on. With that, I knew that I was going to have to do something. And the Facebook Live, when I first started doing it, at that moment, I did not really understand the impact it was going to have until I started understanding the power of distributing content. So just to give you an idea about everything that goes on with these Facebook Live videos, I shoot one of these every single day, and I post it onto Facebook every single day. But you may not know is that I actually take the video and I save it to the camera roll on my phone, which is where I shoot this from. Then I take that video, and that video gets distributed to LinkedIn. It gets distributed to YouTube. From there, I also put it onto my professional Facebook page, and that's just the video. I have the entire video transcribed, and from that transcription, I write articles for Facebook. I write articles for Medium. I write articles for LinkedIn. All those articles are being gathered together, and at some point in time, all the transcripts from all those different videos are going to become a book. Right now, what I'm working on, and I've been working on over the past few days, is taking these videos and converting them into podcast with a bumper at the beginning and the bumper at the end. And I did a sample video the other day. I sent it out to about 6 or 7 people, and every single one of them came back and said that they absolutely loved it. So now I'm going to have another medium with a podcast to put out there and get it onto iTunes. And the transcript from that is going to be content for the podcast website when it goes out there. And because it is a podcast, that's going to put me onto iHeartRadio. That's going to put me onto Spotify. So this one video that I'm doing is actually fanning out in front of everybody that could potentially want to listen to it and be a part of this journey. So when we talk about taking massive action, I knew that to get 1 million people was going to take more than just telling a little story on Facebook. I was going to have to start creating content native to all of these various platforms, because you can't assume that everybody's going to just magically find you on Facebook. You have to actively go out there and look for them. So for me to create this community that I want to build, it was going to require massive effort on my part. Fortunately, technology is a huge lever to make this happen. And I do have to take a couple minutes to give a couple of shout outs to some people along the way, though, because the one thing that I've learned is that this does not operate inside of a vacuum. So first off, I got to give kudos to my good buddy and pal, Matt Engel, who just liked this video. Thank you so much for all of your feedback and your encouragement along the way. I really do appreciate it. You have been my best friend now forever. And I really do cherish every moment that we're able to spend together. Thank you for everything that you do. I also have to give a shout out to Nancy. She was the one that said, hey, you need to change your background because the exit sign that used to be behind you leaves a bad sign. And I said, you know what? She's right. And she also suggested I move the camera so I could make it more eye level. So I really want to thank you for that, because with these videos here with the camera like this, I actually have a lot more positive energy. And another person that I absolutely have to thank on here, and it would not be complete, that would be Sherry. I really do thank you so much for everything that you do for me. And I really do appreciate the fact that when I'm stuck and I don't know what to talk about, you seem to ask the right questions of me to get my brain going. And I'm really surprised sometimes at the stuff that comes out of my mouth that becomes great content for these videos. And I really do think that the best videos that I've produced to date using Facebook Live are a direct result of you and everything you do. And I will be back in Michigan in the next few weeks, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you there too. So anyways, I just wanted to say happy Saturday to everybody, and I hope everybody is doing really well on this lovely weekend. I will be back tomorrow with episode 51. I will see you then.